Hi, my name is Pat, and this is my channel, Book Chat with Pat, and I'm glad that you're here. While I know that it isn't Tuesday, I wanted to do another tag this week because I need to catch up on some of these tags, and this is one that I know has been around for a long time. And I was just tagged this week, but I thought that it would be a good one for me to do, and I'll tag some other people who maybe weren't booktubers when this tag went around the first time. So I was tagged by Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics, and this is the New York tag. This tag was created by Jim at Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff. And I understand that this was the third of Jim's tags in the City Tags series. There was also a tag on London and on Paris. But I've spent most of my life near New York, and I thought that this might be a good tag for me to do. So the first question is, what is your favorite book set in or around New York? And that was easy. These are two books that I also taught for many years. I talked about one of these in another recent video. That's J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye, which takes place over the course of 3 days in New York City. This is a beloved novel in my life. And I taught that to 10th graders. And also, of course, F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. I have loved this book since I first read it when I was in the 10th grade, and I taught this to 10th graders as well. And this takes place in and around New York City. Okay, number 2. New York is famous for its skyscrapers. What is the highest building you have been up? I'm not sure which is the highest, but I've been in a number of skyscrapers in New York City. I don't know if I made it to the top of all of them, but I've spent time in many of them. I've been in the Empire State Building. I was in the original World Trade Center tower, and I spent a lot of time also in the New York Times building, which is also a skyscraper. So those were the first ones that came to my mind. Number 3, New York, New York, so good they named it twice. What is the last book that you reread? Well, that was easy. This week I finished Middlemarch, which I was reading for the Classics and Company read-along, and this was my third reread of that beautiful novel. Number 4, American Psycho was a disturbing novel set in New York. What is the most disturbing book you have read? I think I don't read a lot of disturbing fiction, but I'm thinking maybe The Exorcist. That was certainly a disturbing book, and I read it when I was probably too young to be reading a book like that. Silence of the Lambs comes to mind as another book that was very disturbing and disturbed me. Yeah, so that's what comes to mind. I think I try to not disturb myself. Okay, number 5. Where were you when you heard the news about 9/11? I was teaching high school. I was in a 10th grade English class when my principal came and knocked on the door and told me that one of the towers had been hit, and he was going from door to door telling teachers what was happening while we were, in the middle of teaching. He visited every classroom and every teacher in the school. I taught in northern New Jersey for the last 32 years of my career. Um, and many of our students had parents who were working in or near the World Trade Center. So this hit us, very, very close to home. We had many students who lost relatives. We had two students who lost their mother. Both the town where I taught and the town where I live had many casualties. And both towns have memorials set up to those, to remember those who perished. Okay, number 6. What is your favorite movie set in New York? So many. When Harry Met Sally, West Side Story, Annie Hall, Saturday Night Fever. Those are some of my favorites. Okay, number 7. Have you been to New York, and when was the last time you visited New York? I've been to New York many, many times. I don't go in as frequently as I used to, but there was a time when I went to New York, at least every week. I'm not sure when I was last there, but I have a trip into the city planned right now for a few weeks from today. I learned that Padre Otuma, the Irish poet that I spoke about in a couple of videos, he's going to be speaking at Columbia University, and I'm planning to attend that. Okay, number 8. Who is your favorite painter from New York, or what is your favorite painting of New York? I guess 2 people come to mind. One is Edward Hopper, and of course he has his famous series of paintings of life in New York, and I like all of those. They would certainly be up there. Another painter that is associated with New England, but who is actually from New York, is Norman Rockwell. And I mention him because I have a family member who is actually in one of his paintings. So he's always been a family favorite as well. Okay, number 9. What is your favorite song about New York? Joni Mitchell's Chelsea Morning, hands down. And that's it. Tag some people. So here I go. I'm going to tag Farah at Bookstalgic, James at Quaint and Curious Volumes, Renee at Beyond Books, and Nikki at My Messy Bookshelf. Okay, so that was a quick little tag, the New York tag. As always, I thank you for watching. I hope that you're doing well. I'll speak with you again soon. Take care.